Welcome back to DevCast. Tonight, same table, different conversation, and we're diving into military horror stories. I know that I have a couple of my own, so grab a drink, dim the lights, and remember, take it easy. Let's dive into it.
All right, our first topic. Go ahead and tell the people about it.
People in the U.S. military, what is the most creepiest, most paranormal story that you've ever encountered during your time in service? I had 6 years in service, so all I can say is being on a ship, dark, red lights, middle of the night. Everybody's awake, but they're all in their little combat station room, standing watch and everything. So it's like, man, you go to that gym in the middle of the night, nobody in there. The weights are rattling, you hear the waves, it's silent. Man, that little dark room's scary. The lodge room's back there, you hear it at the back. I don't know, man. Or if you ever go up forward, because I was on a DDG, you go up forward where the treadmills are and it's pitch black in there and all you hear is the treadmill, doop, 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 because you're running. Nah, that's...
All right. Let's get into our first story. This was 8 years ago. He said he's a U.S. Navy photographer. In the deepest parts of the ocean, you will often stem past small boats that are empty or seemingly empty. Sometimes they look like they got loose and no one looked for them. Sometimes they look disgusting, like someone lived in them until they couldn't. Sometimes it's obvious someone is still in them, but they haven't moved for weeks.
Yeah, that's wild. It's kind of like the cartel boats, because if you look at what America's doing, we're all sinking all these Mexican ships, Colombian, whatever, Hispanic ships, going to the bottom of the ocean. Some people may survive that, but then they're going to drown. And obviously, if you're a U.S. Navy diver, you're going to see all of those small boats and all of those drowned people.
Because you got to go in there.
Yeah.
You ain't got a choice.
And like, what is it, like 80% of the ocean is still unexplored and we have no idea. Imagine all the creatures out there. Imagine everything we haven't seen. Still looking for the lost city of Atlantis. Yeah, man. I wish I wanted to be a Navy diver because the 40,000 sign-up bonus, man.
Yeah, because you could die.
But my eyesight is terrible and I'm afraid of the ocean because...
Sharks?
Yep, can't do it.
All right, this one is a different one, but it's the same topic. It was 8 years ago. They said, creepy at first, ended in a face palm. I was a young sergeant in 2006, stationed at...
Fort Bliss.
There we go.
She's not military.
Yeah. Right outside of Fort Bliss was a training area that was near Biggs Airfield. We were guarding some equipment overnight so the company wouldn't have to stay. It was me and one private. I told him he would take shifts patrolling, and since we were allowed to have cars out there, the other would nap in his car. I woke up to my soldier knocking on my window in a complete panic. It scared me at first. Private said, "Sergeant, wake up. There's UFOs out here." Me, what? Private points in the direction, and sure as shit, I see these lights that seemed like they were floating around and then disappeared. Took me a moment as I had just woken up. In quotation marks, that's the Franklin mountain range. You're looking at the cars driving the scenic route. The cars would be visible and then disappear when they went around the corner of a turn, only to appear again when they came back around. I was very agitated at first, but the next day, it was by far the funniest experience I had in the military. And someone commented, "This gave me a chuckle. Trans Mountain definitely looks weird with the cars driving at night."
Yo, aliens are real. That's a question down in the comments. Do you believe in aliens? Do you remember that Miami Mall incident?
I don't believe in aliens.
Not only that, I've seen a UFO. Dark night, 3 a.m., playing Halo 3 custom game sandbox.
His dad said he's seen it.
Y'all remember the best Halo game of all time? Flashing lights. I had an empty lot in the middle of my neighborhood. There's flashing lights outside. I'm like, what the hell is that? So I go to the window, and I had this little BlackBerry tablet. And you know how they always say that it messes up radio frequencies? Well, I tried to pull the BlackBerry tablet out, but the little piece of shit wouldn't turn on. And BlackBerry's I don't even think they're a company anymore. But yeah, dude, I watched this UFO just hover above and go up and up. I've been telling this story for years. If you don't believe me, cool. I hope you get abducted. That story.
All right, next topic.
Then you'll believe it.
Go ahead, baby.
What horror stories do you have about your time in the military? I don't have none.
Okay.
Not that I can remember off the top.
This topic was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Someone said, I watched a coworker cut off his pinky with an industrial-sized fan. He could have turned it off and moved it, but decided he'd move the fan while it was on. The back was uncovered. He slipped and reached out his hands. Surprised he only lost one finger, they did reattach it. In Germany, we were training with NATO allies and had a non-US personnel, HMMWV, roll over due to some bad rainy weather. It cut the guy in the gunner's hatch in half. That was my first holy shit, this stuff is actually dangerous experience. Holy hell.
I have a friend that lost a finger in the military, but also when we
I
were
know,
on
that's what it
deployment-
reminded me of.
Yeah, my friend Seth. But also on deployment, it's kind of common because the doors will shut on board a USS ship. Sometimes they'll slam closed because it's windy, obviously out in the ocean. Well, somebody's hand got caught in there and it sliced off 2 of his fingers whenever I was on deployment.
That's good disability right there, though.
Yeah, they reattached him. He didn't get disability. He got
Dang.
like a day off of work. And right back at it, buddy. Right back down those engineering spaces, cleaning up the bills.
Bruh.
They
You know
don't
it's
give up.
scary, though, like the fact that someone got cut in half.
Dude, I sincerely believe Navy medical or military medical in general is just to cover themselves. Like all these
Yeah.
programs with the mental health awareness and everything else, they have all of that so they don't have to pay you the money when you try to file a disability. It's more like it's like their own insurance for their military members. It's not insurance for you. That's my belief. And I think that's why they do it. Just like when you go to companies and they're like, oh, policy. Yeah, if you slip and fall, I'm suing your bitch ass. Fuck you. I need my money, bro. I'm broke. I grew up poor.
Dude, that's crazy. I feel like we're going to hear some crazy stories because I just feel like military members have the craziest stories to tell, especially the ones that are like actively out there and around dangerous things. There's stuff that's going to happen because I don't feel like y'all get qualified enough to like be able to operate something that big or that dangerous. Like you're not aware enough until something happens to someone or you. Don't you think?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
I mean, half of our qualifications, you'll get qualified in something. It's called personal qualification standards. You'll get qualified, and then you may not do that certain thing for 2 or 3 years, and then all of a sudden, Jimmy goes down, and you're the next one up in line. They're like, oh, he's got the qualification. You get pulled from another division, not even a qualification in your rate, and here you are driving the ship, and you've never done it since 2004.
That's what I'm saying.
And they expect you to, carry the boats, David Goggins reference, drive the boat
Lord have mercy.
with thousands of people on them. They're putting thousands of people's lives at risk. Yeah, man, you don't up your qualification standards. Once you get them, you may use them, you may not, but just know your time's coming, buddy. And when it does, they expect you to just know everything from 5 years ago.
All
What
right.
happens?
You want to stay on the same topic?
Let's go to the next one. Next one is
Okay.
military ghost story. You see this coffee right here? Y'all over there spending $15 on Starbucks. We got Starbucks at home.
Coffee
people
at
shit.
home, once you perfect it, it's fire.
It's actually phenomenal. Espresso gold, some whipped cream.
Heavy cream.
Yeah, that
so
stuff.
cold foam.
Yeah, I'm not the coffee maker. I'm
Okay.
a bread maker.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it.
Not a lot of bread though.
First story was 3 years ago. It's titled as Enlisted Air Crew. They said, not mine story. Not even sure if it's real, but it's a fun one. There was an airman in the dorms at some base, I don't know which. Good airman, never any issues. He was Hispanic and very religious, and that demographic takes ghosts and spirits very seriously. Well, apparently, this airman started showing up to work late, messy, out of regs, and performing poorly increasingly over the course of a few weeks. He had a good track record, so at first his supervisors were giving him the benefit of the doubt, but it went on too long and got too frequent that they had to talk to him about it. He said nothing, didn't explain what was going on, just basically sat there and let the supervisors talk to him. Well, this behavior continued, and more, the point where he started getting in trouble. LOCs, getting chewed out, you know the usual. However, this didn't deter his behavior, and it only kept getting worse. And finally, they encouraged him to go to mental health. He did, and they found out this airman fully, truthfully, in their mind, thought their dorm room was haunted. The mental health clinic did not think the airman was lying. In quotes, at least the airman fully believed that there was 100% a ghost in his form. But obviously, there's no ghost, right? So clearly, he has a mental health issue going on. They eventually had to move to separate this individual for his psychosis and poor work performance and standards upkeep. He was a good airman, and they didn't want to, but they had to. Well, Shirt comes to the dorm to move the airman out and goes into the dorm closet to help get all of his stuff. Shirt looks up at the ceiling in an vent. No shit, he sees a face staring back at him through the vent.
His last name is Shirt.
Yeah. Shirt obviously shits himself. Lo and behold, an airman who had gone AWOL was literally living in the fucking walls of the dorm's building, and would particularly use this airman's dorm to go to the bathroom, stretch out, whatever. So airman number 1 would be laying in the bed and literally hear another person crawl from out of the wall, out of their closet, and nonchalantly waltz into his bathroom and back into the wall on a regular basis. No effing shit. He thought his dorm was haunted, especially considering his background. Airman number 2, in quotes, the ghost, was removed from the base, and airman number 1's health improved and was able to stay in the Air Force. Happy ending. What?
So somebody went AWOL and was living in the air ducts,
walls,
basically.
Yeah, like living in the vents in the walls.
If it's true, I mean, I would not be surprised. On a Navy ship, there was a dude on deployment or underway, and I think they pulled back into port, and they couldn't find him the whole time. He was living in the engine rooms, like in the bilge. They found him a couple weeks later, and I don't know why, he just couldn't handle the pressure. He hated being in the Navy, and
well, I guess it's pretty
people
regular.
would see him on board the ship, but nobody was snitching on him. They would see him go to the vending machines at night, and they found like a big stash of all his snacks and drinks.
And that's how he was living off the vending machine. But my thing
is, dude, why wouldn't you just rather be in your rack and go to watch and everything? Like, it can't be worse than living in the engine room that's loud as hell, dark, scary.
Well, this dude got someone to be convinced that there was a damn ghost in his room, and that's why he started going crazy.
Dude, if I saw a face in the vents, I would think there was a ghost too. And if my shower down, I'd be like... But a lot of times these barracks rooms are so janky, they're connected to like a roommate.
So you just think it's someone else.
That's the worst part.
Yeah.
You know, because then like they'll lock your door and you're over there like, and you gotta pop it open with a penny.
All right.
Because sometimes they'll leave it locked, bro, so you can't get in your bathroom. So you have to pop the lock open. Because it's 2 doors and 1 bathroom that you'll share. But sometimes people forget to unlock it after they shower.
Okay, well, how do you open the door in the first place?
With your hand.
But it's locked.
That's why you have to pop. They have like the little slit in them that are easy. You know, you can stick a penny or a pen or anything. You can even use your fingernail if you got those Grinch nails. Some people do, bro. That shit look like croutons.
Alright, next subject.
I know a few.
Oh, please.
I'm in the Army and I'm gay. No, that's not it. I'm in the Army. This is what I've experienced on military bases.
This was posted 6 years ago. They said, if you have any paranormal military experience, please comment then. There's no way it's just me. They said, Fort Seal. I was there for basic training. Every night we took turns doing fire guard. It's basically where 2 soldiers rotate every hour to watch the door and make sure everyone stays in bed.
Earlier, wasn't there a Fort Seal?
I don't know.
I think earlier in this video we mentioned Fort Seal, so this is the second time.
Unless I'm tripping,
but I think
that base must be freaking haunted if it is
you
the second
Fort
time.
Seal, man, you're stationary. You better get ad set, boy. Get out of there. I don't know if you'll make your contract.
There were 4 barracks bays. Ours, the female bay, was upstairs and across the hall from a male bay, but we used separate stairwells.
That's just staircases, baby.
I know. So, us females and drill sergeants were the only ones using this center stairwell. The drill sergeants would come up to check on us periodically. The doors were heavy and loud. We could clearly hear them. They went into the bay across the hall. So every now and then, we would hear footsteps come all the way up the stairs and stop. Neither of the doors would open, and we never hear them go back down. We even heard objects rolling down the stairs. You could hear them hitting every individual step as they went down. It was so scary. After lights out, everyone had to stay in bed. We had to let the fire guard know if we were getting up to go to the bathroom, and no showering was allowed at that time. There were times we would hear people talking in the bathroom in the middle of the night, and sometimes hear the showers going. So we would go look because we would all get in trouble if anyone was up making noise. But no one was in there. I should also mention the lights are motion sensed. So we would walk and the lights would be turned on, meaning a physical person hadn't been walking in there for at least a few minutes. Our beds were in rows, all lined up. One night, we got woken up by a scream right next to our row of beds. All of us sat up at the same time, freaking out and looking at each other. We couldn't figure out where it came from. I just want to say, us females know, everybody gonna be waking up.
So,
whereas guys, it's probably gonna be hard for them to wake up. But us, we waking up and we ain't gonna check, but we're just gonna be like, you heard that?
I think that's the end of this story, huh? It looks like it, because then it goes into Fort Pickett.
Yeah.
Is Fort Sill
This is all of these stories that she's telling is Fort. It starts with Fort.
She may be the problem. Well, every army base I think is Fort.
Yeah.
But I think Fort Sill has to be boot camp, because that's what it sounds like.
It is. She said it was boot camp.
Oh, okay.
And she's in the barracks.
Yeah. Dude, that's what's crazy, because in boot camp, at least when I went for the Navy in Great Lakes, Chicago, we would have the male dorm, which we were in, and then the females would be across the hall. But you would stand watch by the door, and then the females would stand watch by the door, and all you have is this small window, and then have an RDC roving around, but your RDC's left for the night during COVID. I don't know if they do that normally. Sometimes one would sleep in what they call the fishbowl. But the females would be trying to play like rock, paper, scissors across the hall with you, like slide notes under the door and everything, because everybody's horny as hell. Meanwhile, you look like a bowling ball because you got your head shaved. The females still look normal. They don't have to do nothing.
They get lucky as hell.
Lucky as hell, but like our RPOC actually, which is like the leader of the group for marching, he got caught sliding a note, and our RDC read the little love note in front of everybody. Yeah.
That's embarrassing. He never slid a note again.
He looked like an arrowhead, dude. They roasted him, and then when we'd go and eat lunch and shit, the RDCs would be yelling at him.
God.
And the females would eat across from us, like at the other tables, so they were just putting them on blast. Yeah, they embarrassed the hell out of them.
Well, yeah, they do that on purpose.
They'd be like, is that your girlfriend over there?
Bruh.
You're the one sliding notes, huh? Can't love them that much. It's only been a week.
Oh, God. Okay, she got another story. She said it's from Fort Pickett. This was 2019 during our annual summer training. We were in the field, which is basically like camping in tents. There was a large open field where the medical tent was. And then our personal tents were back in the tree line. There were a few nights where people were woken up by something shaking their tents, whispering their names, or vivid nightmares. Some even saw figures standing outside their tents. Some people had dreams where they woke up only to be in another dream. I was with another sergeant in a 2-person tent, far off to the edge of the group. One night I heard footsteps all around our tent, almost circling it, as if a whole platoon was walking past us slowly. But our medical area was so far away from all of the other training areas, as far as I knew, no one was training at 2 a.m. that day. In quotes, not paranormal, but the entire place was infested with spiders. When we first got there, we went into the woods to set up our sleeping tents. Within 5 minutes, there were 6 spiders crawling on my pant legs. Definitely not my favorite annual training. First of all, spiders? You already lost me. Second of all, paranormal activity? You already lost me. Like, I'm gone. Forget the annual training. I'm gonna have to come back. Or do it another time or somewhere else.
I'd rather deal with the ghosts than the spiders. Yo, the spiders. Dude, when we first moved in this house, there was a spider in every single corner. This house sat up for a year. I was over there going to war. It is worse than the wars going on today.
I just remember in our house, because we were checking out all the rooms, and I remember walking into our bathroom, and I'm like, oh my god, I walked into a spider web, but I was just like, okay, it's fine, like, I don't see any spiders. I didn't see any spiders because there was like hundreds of tiny spiders everywhere, and I walked into a fat spider web, and I literally wanted to pass out. Because next thing you know, we seen spiders on the ceiling, on the lights, in the closets, in the corners of every corner of that damn bathroom.
Over there ducking with the vacuum.
There was hundreds in our master bath. Hundreds.
Yeah, man,
that was the worst
This is
part.
a big house. This is a 4-bedroom house. This is the upstairs room. Like, bro, I wish that on nobody. Well, my worst enemies could get it. But other than that, nobody else.
If you don't like spiders, down south ain't for you unless you ready. What our tactic, because we don't like bugs, we don't like spiders, our tactic is to just vacuum them up. So we don't have to do it. And then leave the vacuum running for a little while.
That's some ortho pest control. You spray it around your house after you cut the grass, fire.
I got a hack for y'all though.
Dish soap.
Saves money and it's free practically. You just need an empty spray bottle, dish soap, Dawn dish soap specifically, and boiling hot water. Mix those two together, you spray it on any bug. They're gonna die within a few seconds.
Yeah, man, they seize up.
Yeah, they ball up.
No, wolf spiders, they soldiers, troopers. That's infantry type of spider.
You'll marinate them in a bucket of dish soap and water.
Dude, those things move
and they're
so
still
quick.
crawling quick at you.
And like in the Middle East deserts, they have those camel spiders. I've heard are like. I don't fuck with spiders if y'all didn't get the gist.
Yeah, we both don't. Okay, we're moving on to a new subject.
The MSD series. I don't know what MSD is, but it sounds like a drug. Part 18, the Idea Express.
This was the U.S. Coast Guard story.
MSD? Oh, it may be like a ship.
Yeah.
A Coast Guard ship.
This was a day ago. Alright.
Oh, fancy.
One day we were called in for an all-hands meeting at the MSO. An all-hands meeting was a rare event and usually signaled something big. So we forwarded the phones, locked the doors, and piled into various government vehicles for the trip to Alameda, California, and the MSO proper. At the MSO, we sorted ourselves out and went to an upstairs meeting room where everyone else was chatting and having coffee until the big meeting was convened. Presently, we were told to take our seats, and a few moments later, an admiral walked into the room. As per protocol, we were called to attention at this admiral walking in, and he quickly told us to be seated and comfortable. I'm gonna pass this story to Baby because there's a lot of military words in here I cannot read.
Presently is not a military word, bruh.
It's already in my head, so you finish. It's a long story, so I can't. I'm not gonna be the one to do it.
We were all wondering what this meeting was all about. Was it a change in mission, perhaps? Had there been a catastrophe, and were we all needed to be there? Has there been an unannounced change in command? Nope. None of the above. We were there for the kickoff of the U.S. Coast Guard's Idea Express program. The Idea Express was a Coast Guard-wide program which included reservists and auxiliarists and a suggestion program aimed at allowing personnel to submit cost-cutting and efficiency-improving proposals. No, it's going over my head. Too many big words for me as well. I guess the guy that wrote this yesterday is a nerd.
Yeah, the U.S. Coast Guard, they must got a lot of knowledge.
Nerds,
well, no, the U.S. Coast Guards, they must have a lot of knowledge.
For once, someone higher up in the food chain actually had a good idea. The idea of actually soliciting the workforce for labor-saving, cost-cutting, and efficiency improvement ideas was something revolutionary for a military service. This sounds like ChatGPT wrote this shit, bro. Like, come on, man. Get to the damn point. All these big words.
You want a new one?
The Idea Express took a lot of ideas from lean manufacturing, just-in-time inventory, and the Toyota quality system.
You're losing me. Just choose a different story. We're going to move on to the next one.
All of that.
That was OD.
Bro wrote all of that for what? Bro just wasted 10 minutes of my life and his writing that. Unless he used ChatGPT, which it seemed like he did.
Sounded like, but never judge a book by its cover, right?
You know, we're going to find one more horror story for you all.
Hopefully this last one is a good one, because if it's not a good one, we're sorry. But we have one more, and then we're going to end it. Because, like, some of these military members, I'm sorry, I didn't got nothing against y'all, but damn, y'all be using big words. Like, and baby over here is the very intellectual one, it ain't me. So y'all confusing the hell out of me. You probably confusing all of our viewers because...
I'm actually retarded. It's just sometimes when you're a little smarter than somebody else, you're the intelligent one.
Exactly.
That's
he's
how all
smarter
friend
than me.
groups work. the one that's dumber is like, damn, that person is just godsend.
Because I be looking at words.
All the time they're one vocabulary word above them.
Well, I be looking at words and I'm like, damn, like, what is that? And, like, it's like you'll try to say it, and then it comes out entirely wrong, and you're just like, you know what, I give up.
All right. Found one last story. It was hard to find this. I should get paid for how much time I spent trying to find this. But here we are. Horror story in the Army. Was on fire watch in the schoolhouse during our land operation. It's probably 0100 in the morning or something, and we were told about how if you see any Native American objects, don't snitch, or it shuts down the whole field operation, blah, blah, blah. Native American object? Just Indians?
Yeah,
If you see any Indians? So all of us as students just look past it and forget about it. But anyways, I get woken up, get dressed at balls, and an hour passes me and my boy are talking and watching the highway as cars go past.
Stop you.
Thinking, what?
I just want to say, this kind of shows that all military members talk the same. Every time they mention somebody that they know, they're like, my boy, or my boys. Because my husband does that. He still does that. He's not even in the damn military no more.
I do say my boy.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a southern thing. Did I say that back in the day?
It's a military thing, clearly.
I don't know if I said that before. I think I just used to say, like,
that stood out
my friend's
to me.
name. I had a friend named Ethan O'Lil. We called him O'Little because he was like 5'2". Yeah, that was cool.
He always says my boy every time.
Yeah, I guess it's a military thing. Something you don't even think about.
Yeah.
Not much thoughts up here anyways. So, me and my boy are talking and watching the highway as cars go past, thinking, that must be nice to be in a car right now. Yeah, don't we all think that when we gotta walk? That's what I felt in Vegas. When all of a sudden, we look to our left and about 50 feet out, there's a deer running and it's going crazy fast. But it looks super weird, like his antlers are crooked in weird shapes. And his body is like mushy, I guess. Like the bones were all mixed up. All of a sudden, this thing goes up on its hind legs and just starts sprinting across the field to the mountains.
Oh, I'm gone.
Farther down and disappears into the night. Now I'm running off of like 2 hours of sleep here for the past 2 days. Yeah, that will probably do it.
Yeah, you'll think you're envisioning or imagining stuff, and you're really not. Like it's actually in your freaking face.
Baby, that's not something you imagine.
Right.
I remember, what was it? Ghost Hunters, right? Or Ghost Adventures. Back in the day, they used to have like a goat episode, and that scarred me for life. It was like them sitting around a table and the devil was a goat. I don't know. Somebody needs to explain to me what the reference between like goats and chickens and Satan and all of this stuff is, because they always reference it, but I don't understand if that's a different culture. Maybe that's Christianity. I don't know, man. I don't even know where all this stuff comes from, man. But he said he was running off of 2 hours of sleep for the past 2 days, but as soon as it stood up, my body just went cold and all my hairs went up on me like it pulled something out of me. I just got the worst impending doom ever. I asked my fellow watch buddy if he saw the same thing, and he said he did. Well, y'all are both running over 2 hours of sleep, so. And we're both staring there wide-eyed and just talk about it. To this day, even thinking or talking about it gives me a terrified feeling. And I still get hair on the back of my neck to rise just thinking about it. Definitely something, and I don't know what it was. Somebody said no Windussy for you. I don't know what a Windussy is.
But like, my thing is with this, that was pretty good, but like, he's kind of leaving us on a cliffhanger, but also, at least he wasn't stupid and went to go try to explore.
Somebody said Skinwalker, or a Wendigo. I've heard about skinwalkers. I don't know what a Wendusi is, but somebody also mentioned a cryptid, which is like a mythological creature. Maybe for our next video or somewhere further down the line, we'll do a video on these mythological creatures, because I've heard of like skinwalkers, and then they had Slender Man, and all of these myths. Bigfoot. I saw Bigfoot one time. Swear to God. And all of this other stuff. I swear, that's what makes it hard, dude. You can't explain stuff to people, because then they're like, "Oh, this on drugs or something." But it's like, bro, I've seen it.
On drugs.
I've never done drugs in my life.
His daddy's seen an alien in a spaceship.
My dad's like 80. He done seen JFK get shot, bro. Of course he's seen everything.
No, his daddy seen aliens when he was on drugs.
Yeah, that's different. I was off him.
Oh.
But yeah, that wraps this up. That was our last military story. What do you think of it overall? That one story was so lame.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fast edit that probably or something. I'm gonna have her edit. I give up on editing at this point, but it takes a lot of time. Hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Ethan.
And I'm Shy.
And as always, same table, different conversation. And remember, take it easy.
Perfect. Perfect! Like a baby! What's the baby doing? Oh, she's just a sleepy baby. Oh, she's a sleepy